for this address. Keep your hands up and follow orders. This is the FBI. We have a warrant for this.
They handcuffed me and my wife out here. They wanted me to sit on the curb while they were carrying this out, something that I refused to do. They wanted my wife to sit on the curb out here, that she refused to do.
As I was coming out, this big old drone met me.
The only revolutionary organization that's done something here on the ground practically for African people is the one that's come under attack. Institution that offers a community radio station, a newspaper, a commercial kitchen, an Aquaba Hall rental space, and community office for our organizers. That was the building that has come under attack.
Need a breach? What do you need?
They want.
I don't know.
Let's hold that with money.
Hold
Thank you.
We will build a movement of white people that says hands off the Uhuru movement.
They see in the African People's Socialist Party a vanguard for the struggle for the liberation of our people. They see that because not just what we do here in the United States, but because we had the temerity to do like Garvey, to do like Malcolm X, and take the struggle of black people around the world.
Uhuru, everyone. My name is Mwezi Odom, and I want to appreciate everybody for being here today. I am here on behalf of the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa Defense Campaign, the campaign that is here to defend the right of the African People's Socialist Party, the right of African people, or Africa and African people to unite, to organize, and to get freedom and independence and self-determination. And this campaign is here today to do the same thing that we said that we were going to do from day one, which is to expose the continued attacks against African people and against all oppressed people. And as we've seen on July 29, the attack specifically on Africa and African people in North St. Louis, in St. Petersburg, Florida, by these vicious attacks by the FBI, as you saw there right in this video. And so I want to appreciate you all for being here today. And today we are going to expose, as you have seen, which is the reason that you are here today, is Regions Bank. And we have a demonstration that is getting prepared, that we are preparing to be there this week. But it's not just going to be this week. We have an exciting, because this is going to be exciting. We want to enjoy, we want to take in all that we can as we expose the system and as we take down imperialism and colonialism in the form of the colonial state, which has made its attack, not just by knocking down our doors on July 29th, but now as we see through economic sanctions. So I want to appreciate you for being here today. And we want to say, everybody right now, stop Regions Bank's collusion with the FBI attacks on African liberation. We want to thank you for being here, and we have an exciting program to tell you everything that you are going to do this week to participate in this fight back. So again, my name is Mwezi Odom, and I just want to tell everybody right now, if you have not already, share today's webinar. Text it, send it in an email, do whatever you can. Tell somebody to go to hands off, or to go to tinyurl.com/hands-off-meeting. We are also streaming on YouTube, on Facebook as well. And so if you are on those platforms right now, thank you for joining us, and please share as much as you can. So as we have said, and as the chairman has stated since the beginning, that this is a counteroffensive. And as I stated, a counteroffensive to defend the African People's Socialist Party, Africa, and African people for the right for self-determination and independence. And as you can see right there on the right-hand side of your screen, you will see some images of the programs that have come under attack by these economic sanctions, because we have to call them that, by Regions Bank, who is clearly working with the FBI to continue to expand this comprehensive attack on the party. Before I go any further, I have to salute Chairman Amalia Shatella, whose relentless leadership is the reason why the African People's Socialist Party was attacked, and whose relentless leadership and brilliance is what birthed this campaign, Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa, that you are all a part of. And we want to just continue to appreciate everybody so much for your support, because as the chairman, as the chairman and as this party, or as this campaign is asking you to do, is to be a part of it. We want everybody to know that this is our fight. This is our fight back. And the US government doesn't just have to answer to people here and there. They will answer to all of us behind the banner of Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa. So again, I want to thank you for your support, for your donations, for posting articles, for getting the word out. This campaign needs you, and this campaign will be continued to be exuberated and move forward with your energy, with your time, with your commitments, and with your donations, with everything, comrades, supporters, friends. Thank you. As the chairman says, we are not retreating, we are building. And on the next slide, I want to just, say how we again are not retreating, because again, we understand that these comprehensive attacks that have taken place, following these July 29 raids are right here for you on the screen. We have a packed program today, so I want to just, call them out really quick. But on July 2nd, again, we had these, the torch was a flamethrower torched the flag in St. Petersburg, Florida. In September, 130,000 signatures taken down, wiped clean from change.org. A member of our movement arrested under bogus and unlawful arrests and allegations. December 22, in 2022, we received news of pending indictments coming soon, any day now, still breathing down our necks, not just for the 4 quote unquote unindicted co-conspirators, but for others. As well as a church burning, a burning of a church right across the street from the chairman's home, a church that the Black Power Blueprint was preparing to purchase to expand its programs, and a revoking of a grant, by Pinellas County in St. Petersburg, Florida, of the Black Power 96, radio station, which was supposed to really help, us continue to expand our programs. But they didn't just stop there, because then in March 2023, we have a series of attacks that the program APDF began to experience, and that we experienced as well through the campaign. GoFundMe holding over $9,000 of contributions that you made to this campaign for over 3 months, refusing to release it until our lawyers got involved. Facebook, stopping all of the fundraisers to the African People's Education and Defense Fund, the organization under the party's leadership that has come under attack, stopping all birthday fundraisers. And then Stripe for more than a week, or, rejecting all sustainer pledges to the Africa 1 Billion Strong Donor Campaign, and another program of the African People's Socialist Party, saying that, these accounts are not legitimate. And then Regions Bank exiting a relationship from over 20 years and saying that they want to quote unquote discuss the relationship. And we're going to go right into it right now, more about Regions Bank, because that is our target. So what happened? As we said, their racist and disparaging way that Regions Bank exited, this over 20-year working, financial working relationship is just another example of the desperate attempts by the U.S. colonial government and by its form of the FBI as well. So we have here just some quick things. Those of you who have been following us have seen these already, but we want to continue to expose. This is an email that was sent to us, very unprofessional email sent to our leadership saying that this person wanted to didn't even identify themselves, but using this as a way to say that now they want to start to discuss the relationship, right? And then, again, like I said, APDF has had a stellar credit, depositing hundreds of thousands of dollars with Regions for over all these years, paying off the mortgages and credit lines on time, and if not early. And again, this is their citing to do this, at any time, exiting this relationship by closing down all of our accounts, including our lines of credit on which we owe nothing, and using this credit capacity to keep the projects that the Black Power Blueprint has been building to move forward. So these are some more examples of how this campaign, we want everybody to see this, because this is what you're going to use when you're out there. When you're talking to people, they have to know exactly what happened. And we want to weaponize us with the information and with the truth, so that we can let people know how vicious this attack is continuing to deepen. And again, a $70,000 loan, as you can see here, that has to be paid off by April, which again is is literally within days. So this is not a common practice, as we know. The Black Power Blueprint, which has been under attack, has invested over $150,000, and we are not going to let them take it away, right? Uhuru. So what we are doing with the Hands Off campaign, we are telling everybody to prepare to mobilize, We have this right here is an image that you can actually download, that you can put on your Facebook or, social media banner. You can find this on our website, and our chat moderators can go ahead and get you starting to do that right now at handsoffuhuru.org/outreach. This is a great way for you to understand that we are taking this to Regions Bank. We are, like I said, planning a demonstration on Friday, this Friday, March 31st at 10 a.m. at Regions headquarters. And we want you to be there if you're on the ground. And if not, we want you to go to a Regions branch near you. So start to go to that website, handsoffuhuru.org/outreach. Start to look at what we have on there so we can get everything that we need to be mobilized. Again, also, our website, which is continuing to update. So if you don't have this saved on your bookmark, save handsoffuhuru.org, go there and continue to see all the updates. We have a section called Regions Bank Fight Back. Here you will find all the information that you need, plus more. And if not, email us and let us know what else you need to help deepen this fight back. So comrades, I'm going to pause right there. And I hope that you have been going to, click on these links. And again, part of the important thing that I want to say before I transition is that this campaign is here to not only expose, but one of the things that we are up against that is the real threat that they are continuing to deepen is the money. We have to raise $277,500 just in lawyer fees for the attorneys that we have right now. And like we said, others will come down the line. With your help, we have raised, and we are almost close to reaching a very important benchmark of our goal. But we want to ask you to right now, if you have not already, go to handsoffuhuru.org/donate. Your contributions tonight will help towards getting us to Alabama, getting what we need to really get, put this fight back on the ground in a very powerful way. So I'm going to invite up someone else from our campaign who is not only a volunteer, but who is a comrade that you will see in every video and every protest that you have probably seen out there, Lisa Davis, who is just a fierce revolutionary sister fighting on the lines behind the banner of Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa. I want to appreciate you for being a part of this campaign, Lisa. And, as I'm here talking about Regions Bank, I know, there's a lot that we could talk about, but I wanted to open it up to you and just invite you on, but let's just, let's talk about it, because we want the people to know how vicious Regions Bank is. So tell me a little bit, Lisa, what do you know about this bank?
Uhuru, well, I know this much. We're fighting back. We're not afraid. That's what we do. We fight back and we fight for liberation no matter what. Just to go over some points that's very important for people to understand. We know that Alabama began convict leasing in 1846 and outlawed it in 1928. It was the last state to formally outlaw it. The revenues derived from convict leasing were substantial, accounting for about 10% of total state revenues during 1883, surging to nearly 73% in 1898.
Uhuru, right on. So if you didn't get that and you online, you go right back to that point and make some notes. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I mean, speaking of convict leasing, we have to understand that this is the basis for both the prison for the prison economy and mass incarceration and mass imprisonment of African people, and for the wealth of banks today. And here's another point, that the U.S. is one of the biggest beneficiaries of convict leasing, and it is based in Birmingham, Alabama. So, U.S. Steel has mass graves of unidentified African people that have been killed during convict leasing and on its property in Birmingham still today. And there is not even a plaque or clearly not any paid reparations for that.
Oh, exactly. And what makes this relative to what's currently going on is that despite public pushback, Regions banks will serve as a trustee for multi-million-dollar bond issuance aimed at funding 2 new Alabama prisons. So that's something that we need to understand about that they're funding prisons, Regions Bank.
Yes, Lisa. Thank you, comrade. And you know what? There's some links that we're looking at that we don't have time to read, but we'll make sure that we put some of this in the chat. And I'll get this over to our chat moderators because, yeah, this is really important. But yeah, anything else, comrade?
Right. Well, we want to also get this message to the shareholders that the stock prices of Regions Bank is declining. It's down to $17.50 per share on 325 compared to comparable banks such as Wells Fargo, which is at 36.61 a share, and Capital One at 89.91 a share. So Regions Financial Bank's stock has declined 26% in the past 4 months, and we aim to make it decline more.
Yes, right on. We're going to give it that final crash it, boycott Regions Bank. Yes. And, here we are chanting these things, but one thing we didn't mention that you will learn about tonight is the social media storm that we are so excited about, because crash Regions Bank, boycott Regions Bank, those are some of the things that we will be calling on you to put out there to the world. Very shortly, we have an exciting presentation about that. So, Comrade Lisa Davis, I want to appreciate you for being on. And I know if you could be out there, you be out there on the ground in Alabama as well.
You know it.
I already know.
But we can do whatever we can from wherever we are. We can pass out this information and let them know.
Yes. And we're going to, exactly, because Regions Bank is in over 16 states. And so there's got to be one near you if you're in the Midwest or in, the southern parts of the United States, the so-called United States, you will find that a Regions branch. And if not, you will participate online. So thank you, Lisa, who serves so much more, as I said, also the vice chair of the Black is Back Coalition, which we'll give an announcement about later on today. But I just really want to appreciate you for being on, and I hope you stay with us.
Uhuru.
All right, comrades. So we're also going to pull up on the website or on the screen here briefly for you a opportunity to look at the banners. You're going to look at some of the propaganda that we will be able to put out there, flyers and leaflets. There are some half sheets that that you can go ahead and print. You can find all of this on our website. You can also print the banner. And if not, we will have a banner there when we were there on the ground in Alabama. And I see messages in the chat about, will this webinar be saved? I don't always see the chat, but that popped up and I want to say yes. You will be able to access this on YouTube. We are airing on YouTube and on Facebook as well. So just want to put that out to the world as well. So thank you so much. So right now, what you're seeing on the website are just some links Right here is, if you go to our website and you click Take Action, you will click Outreach Resources, and you will be able to see all these different flyers that we have available, not just for the Regions Fight Back, but for other things too. So I want to thank you, Lisa, and then, just want to really salute our volunteers who work behind the scenes on this website, because it takes a lot to continue to update this, but you have everything that you need here. So thank you so much. So go there right now. Our chat moderators will put in the chat handsoffuhuru.org/outreach, so you can go directly to this. And also you can see Regions Bank Fight Back. So we'll take a look at that right now. If you look at the Regions Bank Fight Back, you'll have a chance to read articles. And again, those flyers are right there for you down on the right-hand side. We have one of them is like a leaflet, which you can read and just kind of get more information. You have the demands. You're going to state your demands there. And you see like a yellow bar at the top where it says social media storm. That's what we're going to talk about coming up soon. And you're going to learn about how we're going to make it rain on Twitter and on Facebook on Regions Bank. So thank you so much, Comrade, who is sharing the screen. I really appreciate you and all the work that you do to help us see what we need right in front of us. So comrades, we're going to keep it moving. And right now I want to bring up a video for those who have not seen of Chairman Omali Yeshitela, who was on the ground in Washington, D.C. just a few weekends ago with, standing behind the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa banner. Really powerful presentation that the chairman made at the Answer Coalition. This was their anti-war rally, and thousands of people were there, and an excellent presentation by the chairman. And I want to also appreciate Eugene Puryear also for presenting and who you will see here opening up and introducing the chairman. So we're going to watch this video, and then we're going to move on with our program. Uhuru.
And next, I want to bring up one of the voices that this government has decided to target, not because he's doing the wrong thing, but because he's doing the right thing. Yeah. Chairman Omali Yeshitela of the African People's Socialist Party, the Hands Off Uhuru campaign. Yeah.
Uhuru, as it has been said, my name is Omali Yeshitela. I'm chairman of the African People's Socialist Party and chairman of the Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparations. On July 29th, at 5 o'clock in the morning, pre-dawn, an army of assault weapons toting, camouflage wearing, military forces identifying themselves as the FBI attacked my home. They used flashbang grenades, armored vehicles. They threatened my life and threatened my wife. They used drones. This was in St. Louis, Missouri, in the most economically depressed sector of that city. At the same time, on the white side of St. Louis, they attacked our movement, Solidarity Movement, and they used battering rams also there, knocked down doors. They held people hostage, handcuffed at gunpoint, as they did me and my wife, whom they handcuffed and zip-tied in front of our homes. They declared that despite the fact that I have been involved in fighting this system for most of the 81 years that I have been alive, despite the fact that I have opposed every predatory war that the United States, which, by the way, is the strategic enemy of all of humanity, despite the fact that I have always done that they have declared that black people are so stupid that it takes Russians to tell us that we are oppressed. I have never known a moment of black freedom for my entire life. I have never read of a moment since the beginning of a colonial mode of production where black people have been free. And yet they're saying that we are agents of some foreign power because we say black people must be free. Because we say Africa must be free. Because we say African people everywhere must be free. And we are here today to tell them that they don't have enough flashbang grenades in their arsenals to stop this struggle of black people and the oppressed peoples of the world to win our freedom. I think it's important to say that. I understand that this particular mobilization is opposed to racism and opposed to bigotry. We say right on. But what we need you to be opposed to is colonialism. Colonialism. Because that is what victimizes African people here and most people around the world. It is the colonial mode of production that this government is attempting to protect. And they were doing so when they attacked my home, pre-dawn, threatened my wife, and also made 4 of us, of my party and the solidarity movement that I lead, unindicted co-conspirators. So they intend to indict us. But our responsibility is to put them on trial. We don't run, we don't cower, we fight back. We fight like hell, we fight back. They have charged me with the very same thing that they charged W.E.B. Du Bois with in 1951. They charged people like Paul Robeson with the very same thing. And we know that the FBI cut its teeth in the war against Marcus Garvey and the Universal Negro Improvement Association. So this is where it gets its origin. This is what it's about. But we are not about yet to fold. I'm calling on you, everybody here, to stand up against colonialism. I'm calling on you in this very brief moment. Go to handsoffUhuru.org. That's UHURU. And I'm calling on you to recognize that where we are standing now is a war crime. That America itself is a war crime. It couldn't exist without what it has done to the indigenous people here. And when I say indigenous people, I'm talking about the people who live in these concentration camps that they characterize as Indian reservations. I'm talking about the people who live in the concentration camps that are recognized as barrios and ghettos throughout this country. I'm talking about people who live in the concentration camps that they protect with walls and other things like that to keep the indigenous people that are coming back to this land to recapture what has been stolen from us. So I want to thank you very much. And I want you to recognize that African people here and most of the world, we're happy that you're against racism, but frankly it doesn't matter because we're not struggling to make anybody like us. We are struggling for power over our own lives. Because once we got power, it doesn't matter whether you like us or not. They don't like Chinese either. But they got to throw out this old saying that they used to have, you don't have a Chinaman's chance. Because China has more chance than all of us. So the thing is that we are preparing to govern because we cannot be a dignified, self-respecting people until we are able to feed, clothe, and house ourselves. And that is our mission. And that is why we built economic development programs throughout this country. And that is why we are being under attack, because everything that we build for our own selves negates the power of the colonizer. And that is why they're attacking us. So I'm saying, come to St. Louis. Take a look for yourself. See how we've transformed the entire African community there. Come to St. Petersburg, Florida. Take a look for yourselves and see what we've done to transform that. And I want to thank you so much for being here. Hands off Uhuru. Hands off Africa. Ease to Africa. Uhuru.
I love going back to seeing that. It's just so powerful. And I just want to really salute the chairman for that powerful presentation and just say that when you stand behind and you support the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa Defense Campaign, you are uniting with all those points that you hear thousands of people cheering on and saying, yes, it is time. We must be against colonialism. That is what is attacking the African People's Socialist Party through these economic sanctions. It's the colonial state and its various entities that it will use to make these vicious attacks and to keep the oppressed peoples of the world in desperate measures at all times. But we say no, we will fight back, and we want to just really salute the chairman's presentation. Before we move on to our next section, I just want to read a few comments and just kind of give a shout out to who's here with us today before we move on as our next presenter gets ready. So I just want to appreciate everybody, those who are tuning in from St. Petersburg, Florida, from St. Louis, Missouri, from Fargo, North Dakota, from Chicago, Uhuru, John McCarthy. We have some students, I'm assuming students, but some people who are logging in from Temple University. So right on, get to Alabama. Also, Portland, Oregon, Battle Creek, Michigan, Philadelphia, San Diego, Louisville, Kentucky. I also want to, shout out to Oakland as well. And also Gainesville, Florida, somebody who traveled all the way up to DC to actually see the chairman's speech. Is actually in Jacksonville, Florida. I just caught that right now. So just want to also appreciate everybody who is on. I do want to just read a brief comment as well and salute Mark Friedman, who is here with the U.S. Hands Off Cuba committee. This is the LA chapter, and just really want to salute you, comrade, and just read one of your statements that you had put here in the chat. The Los Angeles Hands Off Cuba Committee stands with the APSP in opposing FBI and government attacks. The movement to end the U.S. blockade of Cuba has been harassed by the FBI as well in California, Florida, and Puerto Rico. We are happy that Sister Mwezi, will be a part of the delegation. Yes, right on. It's out there in the world that we were part of this delegation in Cuba in April and May, and we will be able to win international support for these important defense efforts from the thousands of international guests in attendance. So we will give more information about that. And Mark, I want to appreciate you for letting the world know this is where we will be. We are going to continue to break and extend beyond the borders and really continue to build this international front. So thank you so much, comrade, for that. I think we are ready to move on to our next presentation. I want to again thank everybody for being here. And as they are getting ready, I want to appreciate some of the donations that I see that are coming in. So I want to thank Len. Thank you, Len, for going to handsoffuhuru.org/donate and making a $50 donation. I want to thank you also, Lauren, for your $20 donation, Uhuru, Lauren, and John for your $25 donation. Thank you so much, John. That takes us to $95, and I'll give you another update very shortly. We have a goal of raising $1,000 tonight to get us to Alabama, to continue to, build this movement, to provide every resource that we need to make this fight back as effective and as powerful as it needs to be. So thank you for going to handsoffuhuru.org/donate. And I want to keep us on track, comrades. I need to be disciplined. So I'm going to move us to our next and exciting, what I'm excited for is the social media storm. This section will be led by another comrade volunteer in the Hands Off Uhuru defense campaign who helps lead the social media committee. This is Alikia Ngoma. You've seen this comrade before. I want to welcome you up, comrade Alikia. You're going to run us through what is a Twitter storm, what is a social media storm, and how can we make this happen? Uhuru,
thank you, Chair Mwezi. Uhuru to everybody with us. My name is Alikia Ngoma, and I am a part of Uhuru Hands Africa as a part of the public relations, which I co-chair with our comrade Sandy. I lead the social media and the content creation portion, and she leads the media. So right now, I'm going to walk you through our social media storm on Regents Bank taking place tomorrow, which is March 28th at 12 p.m. Central, from 12 to 1 p.m. Central, which is 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to take place for an hour on our part. As it says here, what is a social media storm? A social media storm is an organized flood of tweets, Facebook and Instagram posts from many users during a set time period. So one thing that we all know, that any company or organization that has a social media platform, they do not like to see comments, calling out their malpractices or how they function with people out there in public. If you go on Regions Bank's Facebook page, for example, already there are people who are making comments about their own personal issues with all their fraudulent activities with their accounts, overdraft fees, etc. So we want to come in and add to that, but from the perspective of the Hands Off Uhuru, to come back at them for coming at the Uhuru movement, for collaborating with the FBI against the Uhuru movement and its institutions and economic development programs. So
Oh, Uhuru, comrade. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Am I?
Now you're back. Now you're back.
Okay.
You're back. All right, Uhuru.
What, did you hear anything at all?
Yeah. Just as you were transitioning, that's when it stopped. So you can just kind of start.
Okay. Yes. Next slide, please. Okay. So we are going to be on Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram in particular. So this set of directions is for Twitter. What you want to do is you want to tag at Regions Bank, and you want to make sure that is their account. It will likely have a verified check, a blue check, and you can choose any of these tweets, multiple of these tweets. They can be separate tweets from the hand page. We will be pulling multiple of these tweets. For example, at Regions Bank, sanctions against the African People's Education and Defense Fund and the Uhuru movement. At Regions Bank is imposing racist sanctions on Black community programs while funding private prisons. At Regions Bank, why are you collaborating with the FBI against Black people, et cetera, et cetera. So, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Eastern, this is the that we want to see happening on Twitter. Next slide. Uhuru. Okay, thank you. On Facebook more character space. So you can have longer paragraphs, and 3 paragraphs that is available on the handsoffuhuru.org website. To just read one of them right now. Regions Bank is putting racist sanctions on Black community, terminated a 20+ year relationship with the African People's Education and Defense Fund, closing down APEDF accounts and demanding immediate payment of the $70,000 mortgage balance on the St. Louis Uhuru Chico Bakery Cafe building that will house the African Independence Workforce Program, and etc. So you can pull any of these paragraphs and you include hashtag boycott Regions Bank, hashtag crash Regions Bank, hashtag racist Regions Bank, hashtag hands off Uhuru, hashtags hand off Africa, any other hashtags you want, because Facebook allows for longer comments. These are also the main hashtags we will be using on Twitter as well. Next slide. All right. So on Instagram is going to be a little bit different. It won't be just a post. You can make a post to your timeline if you want, but if you do an Insta story, what happens is that as you tag Regions Bank in your Insta story, it will go into the direct messages, because that is the function that Instagram has now. If you tag someone in your Insta story, it will pop up in their direct messages, and we want them to see a bunch of these kinds of messages in their direct message. Now, when you post to your Insta story, the people who see it will be them and your followers who are looking at your story. So that's why you can also post to your timeline if you want. This is like a lot of social media, lingo. But if you post to your timeline, it's just out there. But if you post to your Insta story, that's what this one is. And as you can see, we have a graphic, which I will be saying more a bit about, which is a graphic for our Friday mobilization. You want to minimize it and you want to add text around it. So in the next slide, here's a screen recording of an example of what that looks like. So you have here the timeline. You would click on your profile picture and you click to start a story. You open up your camera roll, you find the picture you're looking for, you pinch it to make it a size that will also allow space for text. So you type in Regions Bank. When you tag the page, it should be underlined. And so this is an example text that I was writing earlier today. And that page also has a blue check as well. So it is verified, but you know you've tagged it when it looks exactly like that with the line underneath it. So Regents Bank is racist. They are collaborating with the FBI against the Uhuru movement, a Black Power organization. So you want to resize your text. It defaults to white. So you want to change your color to make it a readable text. Yellow is too light. So you want to go for a darker color. So you're going to see that I chose green. In the first example, I chose red. And then you start a new message, hashtag boycott Regions Bank, hashtag crash Regions Bank, everything spelled correctly, hashtag Regions Bank, just in case people are just looking at that hashtag as well, hashtag racist Regions Bank. And I think that's all the one I did. You choose a color again. You want to make things, yes, you just things. And your Insta stories, unlike tweets and Facebook that stay up forever unless you delete them, Insta stories only do stay up for 24 hours. And then at the right, you would press the arrow that comes up at the bottom right, and you would actually press blue. I did not press it. I will do that when it's time to do it. So this is the kind of things that we want to see happening, again, between 12 and 1 Central, 1 to 2 Eastern. And I want to ask the person who's screen sharing to also go to the handsoffuhuru.org website, please. Just in case anybody forgets what is being said, you can go to the Regions Bank Fight Back. You go to instructions here, and it's all there. It has the appropriate pages, the list of hashtags we're working with, the sample text. So if you didn't want to remember, okay, what did she say? You can copy it from here with, the tag should automate as well. You have the ones for Facebook. And then again, you have an image of what an Insta story can look like and what it should look like. So we're very excited about this. I'm very excited about this. We want to thank everybody who's been supporting the Hands Off Uhuru defense campaign on social media so far, who's been sharing, updates about anything that's going on with the campaign, our events, our mobilizations, our webinars, our articles, information about the Uhuru movement. Thank you for your support. Continue to follow Hands Off Uhuru on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And I'm going to turn it back over to Chair Mwezi Uhuru.
Uhuru. Wow, that was amazing, comrade. Yeah. If people are, just because you just laid it out there. And for those of us who don't really know how to use social media, or we do, but not on this kind of level, I just really want to appreciate you for just making it very simple, very plain. And that document that you just, like the latest thing that you just showed on the website, I want to appreciate our chat moderators who have put that in the chat for everybody. So I know I'm going to have to do some studying. I want to look at that and make sure that I'm ready tomorrow to, make it rain on this social media storm. So I want to salute you, Alikia, the whole public relations committee of the Hands Off campaign, and the social media committee for pulling this all together so that we can make this a very powerful action. So next, we are going to bring up another comrade who's going to lay us out, who is, the Hands Off front in Alabama. Well, actually, this comrade is not in Alabama. They're in Huntsville, Alabama. Well, they're in Huntsville, Alabama, but they're coming to Birmingham to help us make this happen so that we can understand the logistics for those of us who will be on the ground on this protest. So, but before, as you come up, Comrade Kobina, I want to invite you up, but I am going to just read off a few more donations, everyone, because we are, I just really want to salute a few more people who have made some donations. I want to salute Leah for your $50 donation. I want to appreciate Diane for your $30 donation, as well as Wendy for a $25 donation, Stephanie, $50, Ember, $33, Bakari, $10, Larry, $100, Mark Friedman, $50, Uhuru comrades, thank you so much. You have helped us reach to $443. So that takes us to $557 away from our goal of 1,000. Thank you, comrades, for making a really powerful stand on today. And Comrade Kobina, I want to welcome you up, and I wanted to just take a moment to also appreciate Sister Carolyn Lake, who is here with us tonight as well. Carolyn Lake is the wife of our lost African freedom fighter turned political prisoner because of the system, Mafundi Lake, and is also a member and leads the Mafundi Lake Day committee as well. And I just really want to appreciate Sister Carolyn Lake, who I'll have the chance to meet when I'm there on the ground, and really looking forward to that. And want to appreciate you, Comrade Kobina, who has led work around this really important African man, Mafundi Lake, Uhuru. So tell us about the logistics, and thank you for being here, Comrade. Uhuru.
Uhuru, comrade, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Oh, right on, right on. And I'm excited about this week mobilization, and I appreciate your leadership, Chairwoman Mwezi, and I have to salute our leadership, Chairman Omar Yesatella, for always giving us the leadership to be on the counter offensive and not the defensive. And we want to put them on the defense. So I just really am excited about this. And just real briefly, it's going to be an exciting event Friday. We want to bring regions down. So we're going to meet at Lynn Park, and that's 20th Street, downtown Birmingham, Alabama. And we're going to take a brief route, which is about 4 blocks from Regions Bank. And it's gonna head northwest on the park, place over 20th Street north, and then we're gonna continue and make a right on 20th Street north to Regions Bank, where we would do a demonstration, and we want everybody to be at the park by 10, because what we want to do is leave the park at around 10:15 to walk and march to Regions Bank. We want you to, if you're in the Birmingham area, if you represent an organization, we want you to have your banners there, have your statement ready, you know what I'm saying? Because we want to bring regions down and encourage and lead people to take their resources out of regions. So from there, we'll have a program and speakers right in front of the headquarters of Regions Bank in Birmingham, Alabama, downtown. And when we finish the program and the chanting, we will have somebody leading the chants. We'll have security there and to make sure that the march stays within the parameters that we need it to be. So we'll have people there to be able to guide you, and want to make sure that that you come to the park around 10. And we're going to march again to regional headquarters at 1900 Fifth Avenue. And we want to pass our flyers along the way, pass our flyers there. Really encourage people to pull the money, the resources out. We will be selling spears and having people sign a petition. And we want to make sure that if you come a few minutes late, come to 1900 Fifth Avenue, where the region's headquarters is that. And again, that's downtown Birmingham. And we're gonna be getting people to sign a petition. We want to also be able to have a teach-in following that. And during the march and a demonstration in front of headquarters, we will have security on deck. We also, part of security, we will have the Lawyers Guild will be providing 2 legal observers, where the observers will be there to observe, to make sure that the state, that documentation, if the state try to intervene in any kind of way, that they have it documented, and that we will be able to use that. So we will have lawyers on deck to be the legal observers for the march in this process. So we want to make sure that people are aware of this, and that we want you to come to Land Park and 20th Street, and that we're going to march to 1900 Fifth Avenue. And then after that, we will be going to Ansley, not Ansley, to the park in front of the Civil Rights Museum for a brief rally. And that will wrap up the rally and the march. And then we'll have a teach-in at the fourplex and at the crossplex, excuse me. And that's 2341 Crossplex Boulevard. It would be at the Comfort Inn and Suites Crossplex conference room. And so we would do that at 6 p.m. The teach-in will be at 6 p.m., which we're going to talk a little bit more about. And it will be 2341 Crossplex Boulevard, and that's Birmingham, and it's at the Comfort Inn and Suites conference room. So comrades, be there this Friday, March 31st, Land Park and 20th Street, where we will march from now again to the region's headquarters at 1900 Fifth Avenue. So I'm looking forward to it, and bring your organization, bring your banner, bring your congregation, bring your pastor, bring your family and friends, and let's crash Regions Bank. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Yeah, let's make them feel the pressure, and let's let not just Regions Bank, but we hope that any bank out there that hears this call, that if you touch one of us, you touch all of us, the people will respond. So I want to appreciate you so much, Comrade Kobina, for laying that out and really allowing us to see. Thank you for those who shared on the screen, that allowing us to see what this is going to look like, where we need to be on the ground. And as you stated, other organizations who have endorsed or offered their support throughout this mobilization, I want to appreciate everybody. And so I do have one thing to say. I also wanted to just appreciate Towards Freedom, who also posted an article about the economic sanctions. There are so many more that we are getting caught up on, but I did want to just also appreciate them. And you can find that on their social media page as well. So moving on, comrades, let me get back to my program, because we have a lot going on today. Next, I'm going to talk about the teach-in. So thank you, Kobina, for laying that out and explaining for us what's happening in the morning on Friday, March 31st. And in the evening, we're going to have a teach-in. So if you go to the Hands Off Uhuru page, go to handsoffuhuru.org. You can click events. You can even go handsoffuhuru.org/events. And what you'll see there is our events, everything that's happening. So the social media storm, that information is there for you. You can click that and get exactly what you need. And then again, on March 31st, you go straight there to protest, Stop Regions Bank. And then underneath that is the teach-in. So the teach-in is going to give us an opportunity to really go deep into the history of how these economic sanctions are no different than the other ways in which COINTELPRO, the FBI, other functions of the state. Colonialism itself is requires the oppression of African people, all oppressed peoples of the world. In order to create a better life and to build imperialism and capitalism. So we're going to break this down. We're going to have some great speakers there at this event. And we have to recognize that as we build this struggle of hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa, we want everybody to get behind this struggle, because as oppressed peoples of the world, and we have here Cuba, hands off Cuba. We look at the ways in which the U.S. has sanctioned, people all around the world. So I just really want to say that this teaching can help to inform us about the many ways in which, from the prison system to the sanctions to mass killing and genocide of the indigenous people on this land, all of this, right? These concentration camps are prisons, right? So all of the ways in which the money and the power is all tied together by the state, and the people are taking it back. So I just wanted to say that the location for the teach-in, you can see there on the screen. This will be at the Comfort Inn Crossplex. This is in Birmingham, Alabama. It is at 2341 Crossplex Boulevard. This will be at 6 p.m. Central. And again, some of the speakers that you will see there at this event will be the chairman. You'll also hear from Carolyn Lake. We want to appreciate you, Sister Carolyn Lake, and also some other leaders in our movement. I hope we will hear from Aisha Fields as well. So that location is there. Find it, get there. And I want to just talk to everybody about what else you can do throughout this fight back. We talked about this in the past, but we want you to know. So, and actually, I bet if you go to hands off to go to Regions Fight Back, you can scroll down. Perfect. Thank you. And go to our demands. So some of the demands that we want everybody to, as Kobina said, crash Regions Bank. We tell you need to close your accounts. Many people have already done this, boldly went in and said they're closing their account and stated why. We want you to protest in front of a local Regions Bank near you. If you go to regionsbank.org or com, you can figure that out, /locator. They'll tell you everywhere that they're dispersed, but you can see here on the map, if you see your state, there's a Regions Bank in your area. And as you go out there and you protest, and as you close your account, and as you make these calls, call into Regions Bank and to state your demands. And we have an updated phone number that you can use for complaints with our chat moderators. We'll put in the chat. This is probably the most effective way that we have found to reach Regions Bank. So that information will be provided for you soon. But as you do this, call on people to also donate. Donate at handsoffruhuru.org/donate, because it's important that we continue to fund this movement by and for the people. And we want to really make it clear that no to Regions Bank, yes to self-determination for the people. Uhuru, yes, right there. And if you go to our website, you'll see the donate link right there. Thank you so much, Comrade. And I want to appreciate those who have answered the call and are still donating. We want to thank MQ for your $35 donation, Penny for your $25 donation, which put us just over halfway of our goal at $503. We have a goal of raising $1,000. So thank you, MQ. Thank you, Penny, for helping us and everybody make that push for today. So right now, before we move on, I really want to just hear from everybody. If you have your fingers on the keyboard or some way for you to chat in the chat box, we want you to right now put in the chat that you are uniting with, that we can count on you to be there for tomorrow, the social media storm. If that's you, right now in the chat, write social media storm. Tell us that you are going to be there, that we can count on you. We want to hear from you right now. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, wherever it is, say, excuse me, say social media storm. Let us know that you will be on tomorrow, making it rain. Right on. Elijah is going to make it rain on the social media storm. I will be there. You can count on me to be there. Yes, MQ, Lisa, Paul, right on. And I'm just looking at people on Zoom right now, but I'm sure there are plenty others out there who are saying yes, 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 social media. Thank you, Marissa, our public relations. Yes, Alikia, you better be on social media. Uhuru, right on, Diane. Thank you, comrades. And someone is already preparing. This is by Christopher, already preparing his content for as he speaks. That's what I'm talking about, or as they speak. Thank you so much, Christopher. Boycott Regents Bank, Uhuru. It is flooding. We are already making it storm on Zoom. So this is just good practice. I just want to say, Uhuru, everyone, keep it coming. Let us know. And a Twitter storm, right on. Let us know. If you're going to be at the Regents protest, go ahead and put that in the chat. Put right now, I will be in the Regents protest. And if you're not going to be in Alabama, are you going to be somewhere, some other place around these so-called states saying that Regents Bank, we need to crash Regents Bank. They have done racist practices. They are against the Black community, fighting for itself and for organization. Penny's going to be in Alabama. Uhuru Penny, I see that already. Yeah, keep it coming, comrades. And those who will be there online, yes. And some people, you can even put both. If you know you're going to be in both places, online and at the protest, let us know. Uhuru. There was one comment that I did want to read too, so please keep that coming, and please keep the donations coming, because I see more coming in and we are getting closer and closer to our goal, everyone. So I do want to read a quick comment from Alex, and let me see if I can come back to that briefly. This is from Alex Suarez, and I want to appreciate what you wrote here about we must organize against imperialism in Gainesville, Florida, and throughout the United States. There are sanctions against Uhuru bank accounts now, and this is the internal imperialism that we cannot tolerate. Yes, thank you so much, Alice. And when we say we mean we the people, right? And I just want to really salute the dynamic bold face behind the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa campaign, because of you, the people, and Uhuru, everybody. And yes, please save the chat too if you have any questions, because I see there's some great things being mentioned in the chat as well. So next thing I want to say is, oh yes, good thing to know is that if you can also put your email, your phone number in the chat, this would also help us connect you right away. Sometimes at registration, we don't get all the information, so the more, the better. We would like to know how to contact you directly. You can, or you can email us directly at info@handsoffuhuru.org. This will allow us to get right back to you and get you the information that you need. So put your email, your phone number in the chat, and if you want to know about what to put on your placard, if you have a piece of white paper that you got from the Dollar Tree, or some sheet at home that you want to paint, or whatever it is, and you want to know what can I put on my placard, email us, let us know, and we will be more than happy to help you, break this down. So we also need photographers. So if you take photos and you're going to be out there on the ground, do that. Or take a photo of yourself outside of Regents Bank or anywhere with a photo that says, look, boycott Regents Bank, racist Regents Bank is attacking the Black community. However you want to put it out there. Let's make this our own unique, forceful fight back as a campaign, as a people. So I just really want to say, let's use our creativity, everyone. Let's make this happen in all the various ways that it can happen. So I do want to, we don't have time for questions, but I'm going to continue to read comments and questions that I see, because I just think that there's a lot of just great energy, at least here on Zoom, and I'm sure on our other platforms as well. So, and I just saw Lisa Davis put this in the chat, very important. Please follow the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Instagram. So thank you so much, Lisa. And also follow, yes, The Black is Back, because we do have updates about that too, right on. So comrades, this is just that part of the program where I get to really continue to appreciate everybody who has made donations to this campaign, and, help us to really, continue to make it clear that we have to raise these resources in order for us to really push them completely off of this, off the ledge in terms of their attempts to try to take us down. So I want to appreciate Kara, Kara, for your, Kara, for your $50 donation, as well as Sandra for your $50 donation. Thank you so much. We are at $603. So we are inching closer towards our goal. Please continue to go to handsoffuhuru.org/donate and make your donation today. So what I'm going to do, comrades, is just pull up a quick slide to show you how much we've raised so far, how close we are to our goal, and how you can continue to use the momentum of this campaign to help get other people to donate. You know, many of you have donated, sustainers, many have made, continuous donations along the way. Some maybe have not donated, but will donate and have not donated yet. But either way, we want to tell you that with your support, we have raised $180, 742 towards our $277,500 goal. So this is in donations and in pledges. We just received I want to really thank Fergie for just recently a $10,000 donation, which came from, following the chairman's speech in Washington, D.C. It is people like that. It is people like you who make all the difference. And I'm speaking to everyone. And, large donations, small donations, any donation is not too small and is not too big. So, we want to let you know that this campaign needs it all. I also want to appreciate, we can go to the next slide as I talk and think another, way that people have been donating. We want to thank Comrade Ann, who led a yoga class this past Sunday, which raised, which actually exceeded its goal for the day. For the day, has a goal of raising $400 towards the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa Defense campaign through a series of yoga classes, which you can find on the Hands Off website. We will continue to put that up. It's only $10 for a yoga class that goes towards this campaign. So these are the kind of ways that we have been raising the resources. So we want to thank you, everybody. Again, we have our goal of raising $1,000. And those of you who will come back to this later, because we're inching towards the end of the month, when that, when that money comes in, I know I will be back to make another donation for this campaign because I want to see us through all the way. Next slide. So again, thank you, everybody, for your donations. And just a reminder that when you do donate, we have give backs. Everybody will receive a sticker when they donate. And if you become a monthly sustainer, this is another way to, give in smaller, more incremental amounts, as well as Hands Off sweaters for any donations over $1,000 as well. So we just have many ways that we want to continue to thank the people for your donations. But right now, go to handsoffuhuru.org/donate, make a contribution today. And I want to thank Janet for your $300 donation. Uhuru Janet, right on. And thank you, Janice, for your $50 donation. That puts us at $953. So y'all know I'm not going to do the math, but I think that's $47 away from our goal. And if I did that correctly, somebody's got to give that 47 just because I finally got it right this time. Make your donation right now. Handsoffuhuru.org. Thank you so much, everybody who has made us get even closer to our goal, which I know we will by the end of tonight. So I see $50. I think we've done it, y'all, because I see a $50 pledge in the chat from Sayero, and that you will get that by this Friday. And that's when I'm thinking too, I can make a donation. So I want to thank you, Sayero. So as we're calculating, it sounds like I'll get that total in just a moment. And I want to thank our counters who are working tirelessly to make this happen. So thank you, everybody, so much. And thank you, chat moderators, for putting the last minute things in the chats, because we are moving towards close. So please save the chat, everybody, if you have not already. So the last thing, I believe the last thing we're going to do before we get everybody out of here tonight is, yes, I'm going to go over some announcements, and then we'll give our final fundraising total, and we'll be out of here for tonight and ready for a week of action. So on to the announcements. I want to let everybody know, if you have not already, some of you found out about this meeting because you either have signed up for our emails or you have signed up for the emergency response pledge. Now, we want to ask everybody to go if you have not, and to understand that the emergency pledge is for emergencies. We have said since day one that should they lay a hand on any member of the movement, the people need to have an emergency response. And so this is our way to let you know, hey, they've attacked us with the economic sanctions. Should anything else come down, you want to be on this list so that you can get information about this campaign. So I want to invite everybody to please go and do that right now. And if you have, thank you so much. Next is on Tuesday, as we said, March 28th is the Twitter storm. Sorry, I just need to plug in my laptop really quick. I'm going to go off camera. Is to plug in or to tune in for the Twitter storm. Karmat Alikia gave us a really great rundown of what that's going to look like. So I want to appreciate you for that. And all that information is right there. Take a screenshot if you need. Next is the protest. Again, get there to the protest on the ground at Regents Bank, at a Regents Bank near you, outside of any bank, and just take a picture of yourself holding a Regents Bank, anything, do that as well. So that's happening this Friday, March 31st, and that information is on our website. We also, again, want to invite you to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Continue to stay connected to this campaign, everyone. We want us all to be on the same page as we take imperialism and colonialism down bit by bit, every single angle that they try to come at us. So let's use social media as our tool, for this fight back. Next, on April 7th and through 9th, the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa Defense Campaign is endorsing the Black is Back 2023 Electoral Campaign School. This is going to be very important because, as we know, these attacks on the African People's Socialist Party in this indictment named the fact that we had ran political candidates. Yes, we ran them against reparations. We ran them charging the United States with, genocide and, through gentrification. We have to understand that these attacks were because we have always had, or the African People's Socialist Party has always had revolution on the ballot. And the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa Defense Campaign says, right on, we want to endorse this political electoral campaign school held by the Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace and Reparations. And vice chair of this coalition is Lisa Davis, who you met earlier, and who we look forward to hearing from more about this exciting campaign school, and also chaired by Chairman Omali Yeshitela himself. So make sure that you can get there, register, be there on the ground in St. Petersburg, Florida, or also watch online. All right, lastly is donate. This is a great time for me to give our fundraising goal, because people have donated. You heard the call. So I wanted to, again, thank you, Sayera, for that $50 by Friday. Ali, for your $15. Thank you so much. Actually, as 26. And also want to thank Jackson for your 25. Keen Gozi for your $300 donation. So far, this has put us at $1,353. We did it. We exceeded our goal. Salute to everybody right now. Really just want to salute the people. So just like the chairman is doing in that picture, I give everybody a fist up, fight back, and that's what we did. We, Uhuru, can't thank everybody enough. So we made our goal. Let's continue to deepen this fight back. Lastly, go to handsoffuhuru.org/donate. Yes, let's go. Let's do this, everyone. I want to be on here all night with y'all, but I know we have a lot of work to do. So as the chairman says, let's get to work. Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. I want to appreciate everybody, and we'll see you on the ground, and we'll see you online tomorrow. Let's fight. Let's win. Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Uhuru.